Welcome back. Season 2, episode 3 of What the Hell Do We Know? I don't even know if the seasons and the episodes matter. On Anchor, where I put this podcast that sends it to Apple, like I put season 2, episode 3, I feel all cool. But then on the Apple podcast, it doesn't say any of that. So I'm like, why do I have to do that? Who knows? Anyways.
Just so you feel good, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. I feel great about it. You know, internally, I am feeling like, hey, I'm in season 2. I'm doing something here. Anyways, Ryan King back here with my what looks like is going to be a little bit a special guest co-host for a while now. My co-host Shane Daniels is still taking some time to rest and rejuvenate, and he's involved in a lot of different projects and video projects and all that type of stuff. He's a great guy, and so he's just taking time away from the podcast, but he will be back. He guaranteed me. He said, I will be back. But anyways, Matt, since you're going to be here for a little bit, not just an episode or two, let's let our listeners know a little bit more about you, other than the fact that you're a love master. Other than that, let's let them know a little bit more about you. Give us a minute or two on the love master, Matt Rottman.
That's a really, really hard thing. And it's so loaded because I was going to lead with, I am a husband to an amazing woman who is a music director, incredible voice coach, and just all around remarkable human being. And we have 6 children, 6 beautiful children. So the love master thing made me really laugh.
Well, here's what I would say about that. I know how hard it is to produce one child because we only have 2 children. So the amount of love you two had to show one another to produce 6 children. Hey, there you go. More proof for the love master.
So they are remarkable. So Elijah, Mal, Gabriel, Isabella, Leander, and Elena, and they are our world. And we found in everything that we do, everything comes back to us kind of as a unit, not in some kind of weird closed off way, but just like it's about relationship, and relationships are never easy, and it never makes anything simple. Relationships are extremely difficult, but it's the thing that matters. So that's kind of where our focus is. It's about relationship. And so, yeah, I am a husband, and I am a father, and I have been in love with food for the last 30 years. I'm not going to call myself a chef, but I can cook. And I was also a professional saxophone player for a long time. Let's see. And I'm really interested in where life is taking me from 52 on, because it really seems like everything is changing again. And I love that. It's an adventure, and it's constant, and it's super challenging, and it challenges every thought that I have, which is pretty wonderful, because most of the thoughts that I have as of late have been wanting some form of complacency or, oh, well, this is what I do. And thankfully, life does not allow that. So that's a little bit about me.
That's a little bit about Matt Rottman, and I'll add the cherry on top and just say, even more so, you know, a little bit of humor wrapped in with some serious. That why I call you the love master is when we got this in our first podcast 2 podcasts ago, if you want to listen to it. You know, the way you love your wife has incredibly impacted the way I love my wife. The way you love your children has incredibly impacted the way I love my children. And the things you choose to do what you love. You've chosen to do a lot of things, you know what I mean, which I love. We've talked about that personally, and I love that you are the person leading me and leading the pack out of all of our friends who's willing to jump off the cliff and go, you know what, I'm trying it while we're all hesitant of like, oh, should we not? Should we? I don't know. You know, you're trying it. And like the way you play the sax, man, you love playing the sax, and it just brings peace. It's like, you know, it makes you think of sitting in the New Orleans Square, which I know you've been to also, and just hearing a saxophone player. I personally prefer the nighttime because less humidity, less heat.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and you might not even see the sax player, but you can hear it in the air. You can hear him playing. You're like, oh, it's gonna be peaceful. When you play the sax, peaceful. You love to cook, and I've gotten to eat a lot of your food, and it's incredible. You can tell there's love in your food. So you're the love master. But anyways, welcome to episode 3 about our quote from Buddha. This episode is titled "The Climax" because I have been waiting This is the moment. This is the precipice. This is the moment I've been waiting for to talk about this sentence. I read this quote by Buddha, I don't know, a year ago. And this last part just rocked me. And I was like, one day, I got to talk to people about this. I got to do a podcast about this. And here we are. The climax has come. And this is what the quote says. In the end, only three things matter. How much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. We're just going to focus on that last part right there, that last part. How gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Let me monologue for a moment. My life, I've had a lot of success switching, talking from culture or others to just talk about me. My life has been full of I want what I want right now. Especially the first 21 years of my life. The first 21 years of my life, I had very little care about what others had or didn't have. I was literally focused on having more. I didn't want to let go of anything. I wanted to accumulate as much as I possibly could. And I wasn't a hoarder. That is a real thing. Oh my gosh, hoarders on Netflix. Whew, like wow. So I wasn't there. And I'm not saying those are bad people. I'm just saying, that's an interesting thing to struggle with. But I wasn't a hoarder, but I still, my heart, my mind, my soul was like, I gotta have more. I gotta have more. I gotta have more. And then when I hit 21, I began to think about how do I give things away? And I found a lot of joy in serving others, a lot of joy in donating, the simple act of donating, but giving my time, my money, my talents away, giving myself away in a very big sense. But this hit me because this took me to a whole new level. How gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Because even though I was giving things away, whatever came in front of me, I was like, yep, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab that because I might need to give it away. You know what I mean? Or I'm giving so much away, so I need more. And it's like, wait, not everything that floats in front of you is meant for you. You're not supposed to catch every fish that swims by the boat. Not every guy or girl or person are you meant to date. Like there's just all of these things of how gracefully do we let go of things not meant for us. And I don't know, I need some wisdom here, Matt, from the Love Master, in terms of help me dive a little deeper on this. I know you're freaking out because I've asked for what the hell do we know, but give me your perspective of like, how do we dive deeper on this idea? Like going back to the dating thing, the reason I said that is because the 2 or 3 girls in my life, I'm a heterosexual man, and the 2 or 3 girls in my life that I've been friends with for a long time that I never dated, never kissed, never did anything with, they're such good friends. And at a point in my life, every attractive girl was someone to kiss.
Sure.
And so I kissed a lot of girls. You know what I mean? And I'm being very PG here for our viewers. But I kissed a lot of girls. You know what I mean? But how gracefully, like, wait, but I think of my really good friends. I'm thinking of 3 of them right now. I'm not going to say their names, but I'm thinking of 3 of them right now. Like, actually, now I just thought of 4. Like, I let go of and the reason I let go is they weren't interested in me. Let's just be honest. They weren't interested in me, so I let go of it. But in letting go, like, I didn't even know this then, but like, I have lifelong friendships.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like I can go out to eat with them one-on-one. My wife's not concerned. Their husbands aren't concerned. Like we're just deep friends. Like that we've let go of. Like I at least I did. They did a long time ago. Maybe when they first. But I let go of that whole like attraction thing of needing, where I was at in that season of my life. And what did it produce? When I let go at a time when I didn't really understand why I was letting go or the benefit of it, it's produced this amazing relationship with someone of the opposite sex, which isn't always easy. So there's something deep to me why I said that, but I don't know, give me your thoughts.
I've had like shiny object syndrome my whole life. what you just said about everything that passes in front of you. I just had this picture of like sitting on a river and this constancy of things going past you. And I honestly, Ryan, I have just in my life gone, oh, mine, oh, I got it. Oh, this is, I see it. It must be. And the way that I learned that things weren't for me initially was I got burned by them. I screwed up and I grabbed something. Oh, this is big and shiny and it's mine. And then it just completely annihilates you because it's not for you. And that's the fascinating part as I get older and as I'm watching and where I'm at right now in my life. I look at things and I think, wow, I want that. And then literally the step back is, okay, but is that for you? And that's why this part was so, it's so profound and so deep. And I've been thinking about it since we've talked about it. I can't get it out of my head. How gracefully am I saying, no, that's not for me? And I would honestly say up until about 2 or 3 years ago, I was paying attention a little bit to that, but now it's almost like it's my life's mantra, not a lack kind of, oh, I don't deserve that, or woe is me, or no, I'll never have that. It's I look at it and go, okay, well, that wasn't mine to desire so profoundly anyway. And I'm not really talking about people. I'm talking maybe about positions. I'm talking about wealth, maybe houses, or because, I've done a lot. I've jumped off a lot of cliffs and ran really hard after things. And sometimes it was just plain stupid. And other times it was just plain stupid, but I learned an awful lot. And to be able to look at something now at 52, to look at something now and go, oh, wait, that's not mine. Wow, that's really pretty and shiny. And as it goes by on the river, as I'm sitting there looking at it going, I want that. I think at least I'm starting to get a tad bit of the release. And it brings so much more peace to my mind. Because if I constantly have to be something or want something or have, this is mine, I have to have this, this is something I need, I gotta have this. As I'm releasing all of that, my life becomes more peaceful.
Yeah.
And the interesting part, as we were talking beforehand, is that it's not about just letting something go by. It's not, oh, well, that's not for me. It's also, I've also made, I could probably point to, I don't know, 5 or 6 at least in the last 15 years of things that were mine, but I just let go because it was, I don't know, too hard, or
maybe you let go of things meant for you because you didn't know how to gracefully let go of things not meant for you.
Ryan, like I'm crying. It's exactly right. It isn't maybe, it's exactly it. That I let things go because I didn't know how to not take things that weren't mine. Like that's the nuts and bolts of it. That's the guts.
We can only hold so much. However you want to look at it. Our hands can only hold so much. Our lives can only hold so much. Our hearts can only hold so much. Our minds can only hold so much. And when we grab onto things not meant for us, it takes up space.
Yeah, totally.
And we can't give other things the fullness of what they deserve. We can't grab onto other things meant for us. It does. You made me think of 2 really good things. First off, Buddha's quote here reminds me of when Jesus says, and maybe I'm misquoting here, so this might just be the Bible says, so excuse me, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. People in my life who have the ability to say no, especially to people who are superior to them in some sense, whether that be a spiritual figure in their life, a friend who might be wealthier and have the opportunity of money for them, a boss at their job, but they just, they're asked to do something and they go, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't have time. I don't have the skill. I just don't have the desire. Like,
Mhm.
no, the ability to say no is just incredible to me because I have been such a yes person. I've been such a
Oh my gosh.
pleaser in my life. And
Yes.
just the last couple of years, I've had to step back and go, in these areas of my life, I'm full. And
Mm.
I've actually created in my phone a list of future possible things. And above that list,
I love you.
everyone does it differently.
I love you.
Some people have whiteboards and everything like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And some people can just hold it in their brain. I can't, you know what I mean? But like above that is the list of things I've committed to. And sometimes I sit and think and pray and look at those lists and go, is there something I need to let go so I can grab onto something else? You know what I mean? But right now I'm full because and everyone's gonna laugh here, because above those two lists are the list of is the list of things that I need to focus on the most. Those are things that I have chosen to grab onto that are life things. I will forever be a husband. I will forever be a father.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
These are things where like I need to focus on those with light, like laser focus. I was gonna say lightning focus. I have no idea what that means, but
I don't know, but it's cool.
Laser focus. I don't think lightning has a lot of focus. It seems to go wherever. But laser focus, these are the things. And I think when we let those bottom lists, quote unquote, in my life fill up, overflow, they affect the things that we're not supposed to let go of.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
If you are a parent, grab hold of that with all your heart, all your be the best parent, the best husband, whatever you've committed to, like be the best you can be at it. Be a servant in the best way. So it just makes me think of this. This is a great phrase to say, we got to keep learning to let our yes be our yes and our no be our no. And it's so often easy to say yes. Not always, but at least in my life and what I've seen from the people around me, it's been a lot harder to say no.
Yeah.
To let which is letting go.
Yeah. It's interesting because when you're saying yes, let your yes be your yes and your no be your no. One of the biggest challenges is that, having been, having a salvation experience 20 plus years ago, your yes be your yes and your no be your no. In a lot of the places where I was, not necessarily now, but in a lot of places that had a super negative connotation in that it wasn't about you or wholeness. It was about what you could do or what you would be required to do, and how you were failing if you weren't living up to whatever those expectations are. So what I love about what you're saying is I don't believe that that's what that means, but I believe that it's been used in my life, maybe not in anybody else's, but in my life as a tool to kind of manipulate me into a specific desired path. Oh, you must.
Someone else is trying to define your yeses and your nos.
That's exactly right. And I've allowed it. So
and you know what you need to say to that? No.
Yeah.
Fucking no.
That's exactly right. But it took me a really long time to learn that.
Oh,
because
I'm not there yet.
I am such a people pleaser, and I love making people happy. And it's like, oh yes, I could do that. And oh God, I just said it. Can't believe I just said it. Now it's really funny, but instead of my chosen path, instead of necessarily following through when I make a mistake, I will almost always acknowledge that I make a mistake and make it, no, I can't do that. And I don't know if that's any better. I don't have any clue. I just look at it, and that's kind of my preferred method of like kind of not running away, but backing out of something that I knew I shouldn't have said yes to in the first place. But then I put it on me and say, okay, well, I made this mistake, and put that cloak of whatever, shame, guilt, frustration, all of those things on. And not to evoke sympathy from the other person, but also to kind of protect myself from the feeling of, I'm going to get another arrow here. Something is going to get shot in. And if I have this cloak of of sympathy or whatever cloak I have on, hopefully it'll hit that first, and then I'll be okay, and I'll be good to take the cloak off and go out, and do whatever it's.
And I don't usually do this, but I had to know whether Jesus said it or not.
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying is you're bringing up the importance of it. And it was so interesting to me that if you go, so Jesus did say this, it's not just the Bible. So at least I was correct on that.
Okay.
No, this is right after the Beatitudes, which might be the best way to describe,
Oh,
which is Matthew 5, verses 3 to 11 or 3 to 12.
right.
Which might be the best way to describe what it really means to follow Jesus.
Mhm.
I mean, and relates so much to this quote about Buddha. I think we do in faith, we do so bad of knowing that there were so many similarities between what God was revealing to people who were spreading faith throughout the world. Yeah, I mean, we do so bad. Jesus would not been against Buddha. I don't think Jesus would have thought Buddha was going to hell. Any of that. I think Jesus and Buddha would have had one big hug, like a big Matt Rottman hug, a hug that Matt Rottman hug looks sick. You know what I mean? But anyways, what I was getting at here is all of a sudden Jesus begins to talk about murder, adultery, divorce, eye for an eye, ends this chapter on love for your enemies, and fit right in the middle of there is about oaths, which were a big deal back in Jesus's day. You know, the word you gave, the oath, it meant something. It was like it legally meant something.
Right.
And switch right in here: murder, divorce, eye for an eye, love your enemies. This is important.
Yeah.
And here's one reason why I'm thinking of the word gracefully, Matt. Buddha uses a word, how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Because when we don't gracefully let go, when we, let's put some other word, other words, when we regretfully let go, when we angrily let go, when we hold a grudge even though we let go.
Yeah.
I have people in my life who their lives have been full of regret, anger, and grudges.
Sure.
It is a poisonous DNA inside a person, I believe. It infects you from the outside. It literally steals your joy, your love, your service, your ability to give who you are to the world, and to feel that peace and joy that comes from doing that, to feel eternal joy just about who you are and your identity, and the fact that God, whatever God you believe in, loves you. Like the ability to feel the love. You know what I'm talking about, the ability to feel the love of the world, and the ocean and the sky and the mountains and the forests, and all of, like, to feel the love of creation and humanity. Like, when we regretfully, grudgingly, angrily, I'm not a thesaurus, so I'm running out of words.
That's fine. That's good.
When we don't gracefully, willingly, open-handedly let go of things, one kills us, inside out, and one fills us up. You and I were talking a little bit about that when we were doing our pre-chat before we pressed record, on this wonderful podcast. We were just saying, man, when you gracefully let go, you benefit. Like, it fills you up. It allows, it gives you, what do I call it? It gives you what you need to grab onto other things in a passionate, loving, inspiring way.
Yes, absolutely.
And here's my example. Forever, I'm not going to say why. I'm just going to say this is where I was at. My focus on life coming out of college was make money. Cars, houses. This is what I needed. I needed a title. I needed to be the boss. I needed to make money. I needed everybody to know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I let go of that, and I don't make bad money. I mean, compared to the world, I make very good money, but it's not a focus of mine. It's never been. When I let go of that focus of, like, I'm going to be unconcerned with how much I make and how much I have, because I'm just so wildly blessed just to live in America, to be a white male in America. Oh my gosh, in this world, my identity, it carries so much because of the history of this world. You know what I mean? But my makeup, I have a great education, and I'm not saying these are bad things. It's not bad that I'm white and a male. I just recognize there's privilege that comes along with that. It's not bad that I was raised very privileged financially and went to a private school, a good school. Like, there's privilege in that. I think it's recognizing I want to use all that I've been given and give it back. I've been blessed in so many ways. I want to give it back. And I lost my train of thought a little bit here, so you're gonna have to help me catch up. But I got it. When I let go of it, like when I let go of what wasn't meant for me,
right?
I thought I was meant to make millions and be the boss of a huge company. And I don't think I was. I'm starting to realize I was supposed to be a servant behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And now that I gracefully let go of that, what I've gotten from that, like I get the opportunity. I'm nobody in this organization. I'm not on a website, nobody. I just volunteer. I go down to Tijuana. There's a small little school in the red light zone, which is the prostitute zone. There's prostitutes all over the street, drug addicts all over the street, but there's kids in that area. And these amazing friends I have set up a school for those kids.
Wow.
The mafia runs the area. Most people are afraid to go serve with them, but it's really safe during the day, you know? And I just go and sweep the floors, serve the mashed potatoes, you know, make jokes so people can laugh. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just a joy of mine to be unrecognized, unmentioned. There's a joy in that. Like, let go of that stuff, Ryan, because there's such a joy in giving yourself without having to grab on to be known and paid.
So powerful. That's
so give me a Matt Rottman one. Give me a Matt Rottman example of gracefully letting go. Come on, I know they're in there.
Well, I tell you, I'm trying to figure out a one of gracefully letting go. I don't know.
I know you got the other ones.
I was pushing really, really hard because I really wanted 3 letters at the end of my name. For some reason, I just thought it was just going to make me powerful, or was going to complete me, or was going to show, basically, if I'm honest, it was going to show everybody I'm not a screw up, because that's one of my issues that I kind of deal with, or was dealing with. I think it's a lot better now, but just that I was dealing with because I had tried so many things. And honestly, I could write you a list of all of the things that I tried, everything that I learned from them, but also what would be construed within some specific thought processes as failures. I don't really look at them as that. There's maybe one that I do, but I'm working on that, and that's going to be therapy. But I look at it, and I was chasing after these letters, and they were totally elusive. So CEO, that's what I was chasing after, and I'm pushing, and I'm driving, and I'm doing all this, and then I got fired. And literally, when I heard those words, I looked at the guy who fired me and I said, okay, this is the best day ever. Because in that moment, the epiphany was, wait a minute. It wasn't, oh, I'll never have a good job, or, oh, I'll never be able to be this and I'll always be the whatever under someone. It was, wait a minute, this isn't for me. Okay, what's for me? So, and what's for me is, that's the challenge. And letting that go, it was literally like unwrapping a present, and it was really, really difficult. So yeah.
Matt, I absolutely love it. This is COVID and podcast. My beautiful daughter just walked in the room. Unfortunately, her and her got into a little argument over a game. She's going to join us on the podcast.
Hi, gorgeous.
Podcast isn't exactly made for 5-year-olds, so what?
Okay, yes.
Conversation. But can you say hi, everybody? Hi. All right.
Beautiful.
You and your brother solve your problems. Well, I will come out of my office when we are done this. I love you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
But yes, Matt, so look at and dive a little deeper. I'm going to ask you to dive in deeper. What happened to you over the years when you weren't gracefully letting go of that? When you were holding on to that of all your might?
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan.
It was a black hole. It was completely consuming everything, and even the moments of joy, because there were a lot of them on my porch with you guys, sitting on my front porch. There was all kinds of joy, but inside it was just, I was just getting eaten alive, because I had to prove something, I had to show something. And I don't know, I don't want to use these words because it was a really amazing teaching tool, but like in retrospect, it was kind of grotesque. This drive for what? Like to be accepted within wherever I walked in, that people would know and understand who I was. And it was like, well, that's what I want with all of my heart. But I've always just, I was looking at it in a different light.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Aren't the best CEOs the ones that don't care about being CEO?
Beyond a shadow of a doubt, man.
The best bosses,
Everyone, yes.
the best boss,
Everyone that I ever met.
like Jesus was amazing because he served. Gandhi, Buddha,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
people were amazing. Mother Teresa, they
Yeah.
were amazing because they walked beneath everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't,
Yes.
they weren't concerned about the limelight. We learn about them in history mainly. You know, they weren't incredibly popular in their day. Maybe in their areas they were, you know. I don't know.
Yep.
Jesus they killed eventually, you
Right.
know. So it's like, you know, he was popular to some, but obviously not popular to others, you know. And but I just think it's like, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I think there's some things that if we all gracefully let go of,
Mhm.
they might benefit us. Like let the limelight find you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I
And
know
then-
there's actresses and dancers and stars and everything. You got to run after it, be the best. Like, okay, but like, what your character in those moments, your
Yeah.
identity in those moments? Like, yeah, if you want to be the best, you know, gymnast is coming to my mind because we watch some amazing gymnastics. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's even bring Simone Biles into this. Like, way to go, Simone Biles. Way to be yourself, to look out for
Wow.
yourself, to know
Talk about, oh my gosh.
all of these trolls on the internet who know nothing about gymnastics anyways, you know, and haven't put in an ounce of energy to get off their couch.
And would
Yeah,
melt at that stage. At that stage would
Yeah.
completely melt of the
Yeah,
complete.
like here you are, you're in the Olympics. And I know she's been there many times, five-time Olympic medalist, like incredible person, incredible talent. Like just, I mean, a star of our life in gymnastics. And she was willing to gracefully let go because of the benefit of her health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm saying run after those things, but think about your character. It doesn't mean we shouldn't want to be CEOs, but why do you want to be CEO? Why do you want to be the boss? Why do you want money?
Yeah.
Ask these questions why, and gracefully let go of the pieces of these things that aren't going to benefit you.
Correct. And that's the one thing that I'm learning right now as well, which is I am so much happier not trying to be impressive.
Yeah.
I'm so much happier and I get to be me and I get to hear people rather than filtering everything through, oh, well, what do I have to think about or what do I have to say in this moment in order to, I don't know, make me appear something, you know, otherworldly, intelligent, whatever, I don't know. Just it is grotesque. It's like my focus was gross and
I just don't know if pride, ego, greed, or for humanity.
Yeah.
Like I think there's some things as a humanity that we could gracefully let go of and they would benefit us all.
I agree.
You know, so I mean, we've talked a little specifics in this, and there is going to be some specifics in each person's life. What are you supposed to grab onto, and what are you supposed to let go of? But how much does it suck when someone grabs on? We'll just go with the CEO. Grabs on so tightly to the CEO that it doesn't allow them to be a father or a mother.
See, that's the part that breaks my heart.
You know, they grab onto a relationship that's not meant for them, and it ruins their marriage. Because sometimes the things that we grab onto, they take hard work.
Yeah.
Pour into them. Like we've said, it's not easy to be a servant. It's not easy to give yourself away, to give your money away. You know what I mean? Gosh, evangelical Christianity preaches about giving money away almost every week of a person's life. And it's still below 3%.
Right.
Of average annual giving throughout evangelical church. And it's like one of the main tenets of the faith.
Right.
You know what I mean? Much less for the rest of humanity to give away. It's not easy to do this stuff. It's not easy to pour into others.
It's not. But I truly have found, and I keep learning more every day, but I truly have found that the places of real joy, of real peace, of real fulfillment, of real are all those moments where you are pouring into someone else, or sorry, I don't know if that's the right language, where you are giving of yourself for someone else for no other reason other than either they need it or are asking you. And it's, here you go. And you're giving.
I always love the term secret service too.
Ooh, I like that.
Like doing something no one else finds out about.
Yeah.
Don't post it to your social media.
Yeah, that's the best.
Don't tell anybody about it.
Yeah,
The different
that's
folks talk about this. You know what I mean? They talk about this idea a lot, but like, just go clean up a street,
yep.
pull over and help somebody, get them a meal, you know? And it can be someone who lives on the street or someone who doesn't. They can live in the biggest house in your town.
Right.
Go over and treat them to a meal. Be generous to somebody. Oh my gosh. Grab on to generosity.
Woo.
In every way, monetarily, with your words, with your actions, with your, your physical hugs. I mean, like, be generous to people with your smiles.
Mhm.
Like, oh my gosh, how far a smile can go.
Changes
like,
the world, man.
Yeah, like, we gotta gracefully let go of the things not meant for us. And this isn't everything. Currently, I'm gonna astonish you right now. I am gracefully letting go of sugar, because the amount of sugar I ate during COVID, Matt, I'm blowing your mind. The granola, the Nature Valley granola bars, and the frosted mini wheats that used to be my breakfast have become my dessert.
Wow.
I luckily found this new thing, plug, Zevia helped me get off soda.
Okay.
And another plug, Smart Sweets. They're plant-based candies. Their thing is kick candy, not kick sugar, not kick sugar, keep candy. They're called Smart Sweets. They're a little expensive. They're made out of plants, but they only have 3 grams of sugar per bag. Oh my God! When you start looking at the sugar value in things, the muffin I love to eat in the morning had like 40 grams of sugar in it. Like, no wonder it tasted so good. Oh my gosh, I love this muffin. Well, yeah, it's got mounds of sugar. But in my life, like, that much sugar is not meant for any one person. The amount of sugar I was eating today was grotesque to some. I mean, to me, it was wonderful, but I gained 30 pounds throughout COVID. And all I did was start cutting sugar, and I'm already down 10 pounds in a week.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I love it. I mean, the amount of sugar I was eating was insane. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like we get, but like it this traverses. I say all of that. I say this is traverses all. It traverses your relationships. It traverses your health. It traverses your career. Like, this traverses so many things.
Yes.
And I just think, when we begin to think of how do we prioritize that which is important in these areas, and how do we grab on to the things at the top of those lists and let go of the things at those bottom of those lists.
Yeah.
And do it gracefully. Do it with knowledge. I love sugar, but I'm realizing my body feels better. My sleep is better, to be honest with you. Like, there's so many benefits to letting go and having a proper amount. When we let go of pride.
Right. It's really interesting, because the one thing that I'm thinking right now is that the things that we're listing are the things that we have gone through or are going through. But there are all kinds of other things and all kinds of other directions of people that are going to deal. This isn't like some kind of list of the things that you need to let go to have some form of peace, or there's no part of this, at least. I mean, for me, it's not like a rule book. I'm looking at it going, okay, well, what needs to unravel here, and what are the important things? Because the things that that are meant for you, Ryan, aren't quite possibly meant for me. And whoever's meant for the person down the street, for our wives, for our children, those things are going to be very different, or similar, but very different than maybe what we're talking about right now. But that's what I love about that quote, because it has everything to do with how gracefully are you going to release what's not yours in your life, whatever that specific thing is, and then wow, how your life is going to shine. And it's going to be different than how my life is going to shine. Generosity for me might be a smile, like you said, or a hug, or for someone else, it might be pulling over and getting a meal. Or for someone else, it might be cleaning up the trash. And I love it, because again, it also shows how interconnected we all are, because as we release the things gracefully that aren't meant for us, and we are inspired and we grow within ourselves, all of us become better. Because
this needs to be said on like every podcast forever and every conversation. Differences aren't bad. They're different.
Oh, yes.
Differences aren't always way more often than not. Differences are not a negative. They're a positive.
That's
There's
correct.
uniqueness to the other person, the other culture, the other place someone lives. Like, I love Southern California. Look at the picture behind me. It's incredible to me, though. And there's a whole bunch of people here who love it, but there's some other people who love to live in the mountains where it snows all the time. They love the cold. They love it. You know, Siberia is their climax. You know,
Yeah.
like, it's so like I've had to learn that too. Like, and again, there's another thing to let go of, gracefully let go that which is great for you
Yes.
isn't always great for somebody else.
Yes.
Now, I'm a big salesman at heart. You know what I mean? It's just like I was literally born selling things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I always love to think of my mom would ground me. The best thing to see, I'm a negotiator in my sales, was how quickly, like, okay, 7 days of ground. You grounded me for a week. Can I get out in 48 hours? You know what I mean? Can I do it? Can I do it in a day? You know what I mean? Can I be out, even though I'm grounded this morning? Can I go out tonight? Like, how much can I negotiate?
I love
How
you.
much can I sell
So
my
totally you, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But like being different. So I've had to really learn that just because something is great for me isn't great for others. That doesn't mean I don't share it with people. But once again, how do I share with people? What's my character? What's my intent?
Right.
What am I trying to accomplish? Am I really trying to share something for the betterment of them? Or am I trying to get them to do what I want them to do so I feel better?
Yeah. Sure. That's powerful, because I think we all do that a lot. Like, I'm going to share this with you, and then let's frame it so you agree with me in every part of it. So I'll be overjoyed because everything I want is coming true.
And
Wow.
sometimes someone can share something with you, and you can also just go, thank you. You're not required to agree or disagree. You're
Right.
not required to share your opinion.
Right.
Let go of needing to be heard and just listen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think that's what I personally love about podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts because they require me to listen. I can't respond to the person. I can't be like, hold on. I got something I need to say.
I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do just yell in the car, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. You're still just talking to yourself, you know.
That's true.
I just want to tune in, you know, first time caller, long time listener here. And, you know, I got stuff I want to share with you, you know. Hey, friends, I hope Matt and I could rant forever. We're good friends. I hope you can rant with your good friends. I hope something you listened today helped you, blessed you, encouraged you to let go of that which isn't helping you and to grab onto something that's going to truly, truly bless you. At the end of the day, I don't know if we said anything that will help you, because what the hell do we know? Matt, we're going to have to find another quote or something else to talk about, I guess, because, you know, the climax came and went. We did it. We talked about it.
It's usually how it works. And then you look and go, okay, there's more. So let's do it.
At least in this time, it was as good as I thought it would be.
Me too.
I love you, brother.
I love you too.